Dude, I got it. I got everything up. Like, that's
Nice.
weird. I did it in time.
Good deal.
Guys, welcome back to South Texas Football Unlimited, the Coastal Bend's first and original and still free high school football webcast, podcast, uh, whatever you want to call it nowadays. Today we don't usually do daytime shows, right? But special circumstances call for daytime shows. We're actually working nights tonight, so we go in tonight. But we've got our annual visit from Coach Todd Dodge. Coach, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. It's always uh, a lot of fun to be on with y'all because I know I'm about to be coming down to the Coastal Bend and back to Gregory-Portland. This will be our 5th year that we've had the camp, and just can't wait to get back down there.
I think we've had you on every year since you started bringing this camp down here. I remember that first year we were really excited. We were a couple of fanboys when we got you on the show the first time, and now it's like old hats, like you're our uncle now or something. Having
Oh,
you
yeah.
on every year.
Right.
Yeah, where's the old buddies now?
So last time we had you on, I hit a key on accident. I had the keyboard too close to me. So I think the last time we had you on, Coach, you were just about to step into retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how? So what's it been like this past year? I know with the camps, it hasn't been. You haven't slowed down that much,
Right.
but what's it been like not being on the sidelines?
It has been different. It has been good. Last fall, so I last time y'all had me on was about this time last year, and then I had a great camp there at GP, and then pretty much not too long after that is when football season started. And what we did last fall is I traveled to Clemson, South Carolina, to see Cade Klubnik play. And Elizabeth and I spent a whole week traveling, got to play some golf along the way. Later in the year, I took a trip out to Pullman, Washington. We've got a former running back of ours, Nakia Watson, that is the starting running back for Washington State. We went to see him, another week-long trip. So kind of what we did is Elizabeth and I always said we one of our hobbies is traveling. But we've never been able to travel because I've been coaching for 36 years. So we're kind of mixing in travel and seeing former players play. And then also, of course, got to see Riley's team play 7 times last year. And that gets me next to my grandkids. And then, of course, saw the Chaparrals play 3 times last year.
So what was that like being in the? I'm guessing you were on the sidelines, but how was that not calling the shots on that one?
Yeah, it's a little different. Yeah.
Is it hard not to step in there when they're looking at you like, hey?
No, it's not. No. I mean, when I retired, when that 21 state championship game was over with, my official retirement was at the end of January. So a month after that game was over with, I stepped out of the building. I thought that was really important to let Tony have his space, to let Kirk Rogers and all those guys, and they always want me around. They love me being around, and I love being around. But I didn't want to be, that guy that, if you're going to retire, go ahead and retire. You don't need to be hanging around. And I always know that I'm welcome back there at any time. So that's been good. Then this wintertime, I've kind of expanded my quarterback and wide receiver training. I did 7 mini camps, and what the mini camp is, it's just we do them on Sundays there at the indoor facility at Westlake, and I do approximately 20 to 25 athletes together, small group, and we do them and I think we had 3 in January, 4 in February, and a couple other in March and April. So that was been really popular. A lot of kids came to that. And then, of course, we've already had 2 of the summer camps, the one in Austin and then the one in San Antonio, which was last week.
Yeah, I saw. I had a couple of friends that took their kids to that one. They were really excited about the way the camp was run. They were looking forward to going back to the next ones you have up there.
Well, we're really excited about being back. I tell people all the time, probably my favorite one to do is the one down in the Coastal Bend, because there wasn't anything like it. And then everybody's just so hungry down there and just excited about high school football. You could feel it in the air because you're only about 3 weeks away from training camp starting for all of these kids that come. And then the other thing that's been fun is that a couple dads will get together from the Dallas area. They'll load up a couple quarterbacks and 5 or 6 receivers and bring them together. And that's been kind of a calling card for this camp, is that especially the high school age kids is coming from not only right there in Corpus Christi, but also from all over the state of Texas. And then, turn it into a team building deal and camp in the morning and go fish and go do beach in the afternoon.
What was the team, Jake, that came far when we went last time to his camp? Was it Windthorst?
Windthorst.
Whole group, right? And then they won the state title about a year later.
Yep. They shocked Mart that year.
Yeah.
They'll be back. Yeah, the Windthorst Trojans, those kids, Coach Belcher will be bringing his son. His son was a rising freshman and maybe their starting quarterback this year. So, matter of fact, I just talked to him last night. He said, "Make sure you put that boy in your toughest group. Your most, you're with all of the good older quarterbacks." I said, "I'll do it."
I think is this how old we are, Justin? How long we've been doing this? I think Cy, who was a quarterback there, I think he got married a couple of years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez, man. Honestly, I was thinking about the other day. The first time we did this show was over a telephone in your kitchen, and he was on a cell phone in the field house up in Westlake. We got cut off on that little re-intro, but it's crazy how far it's come. But I get that's a good point right there, Coach, to kind of explain to some of the people, right, that are listening in. They haven't really been a part of the camp. They're junior high kids or whatnot are getting there. What's some of the things you do? Like that coach told you, hey, put my son with the older boys. How do y'all break that down?
Well, the thing about it is we're going to have rising 5th through 12th grade kids at this camp. No 5th grader, 6th grader will be working in the same group with a rising junior or senior. I can assure you that they're doing the same camp, but they're doing it in their own groups and their own age groups. We did one with 156 in San Antonio last week, and it went off like clockwork. The one thing, though, that I always tell the players, their parents, and the coaches that send them is that it's very, very important to us, myself, who's been doing this camp for 31 years, is that we don't do so much that we can't see improvement in 3 days. So from a wide receiver standpoint, they're going to get stance and start and release. They're going to get route stemming, how to stem a route. They're going to get obviously ball skill drills. They are going to get ball catching drills. Then they're going to go through a series of drills that are going to prepare them for the route that we're going to run later in the practice. While that's going on, quarterback, and that's all with wide receiver coaches. While that's going on, the quarterbacks are going through their drills, and they're working on pocket presence. They're working on a rhythm 3 drop, a 3 and hold drop. They're working on sprint out pass. They're working on putting their feet out of control, in control. And then just really solid fundamental passing mechanics. I'll just tell everybody who's listening is that we still got quite a few openings left. We'd love to have you come join us. I think if you had talked with anybody who's come to the camp before, the one thing that you can always be sure of, your kid's not going to stand in line a long time. He's going to get worked, and we're going to work for 2.5 hours. On Monday, 2.5 hours on Tuesday, and 2.5 hours on Wednesday. We give some little prizes out at the end of the day each day, and then we do some what we call route competition. So if the three of us and 5 other guys were on a team, we'd see how many routes we could complete at the end of every day. We do like 70 routes, okay, and we keep tally of how many we complete every day. And then at the end of the 3 days, we give like a route competition championship T-shirt. And so that's, we do some competition with it. So I'm really hoping that we can have another great turnout. The camp this year is going to be at the new Gregory-Portland Middle School, which is just down the street. It's on Wildcat Drive. But the Ray Akins Wildcat Stadium is having the new turf put on it right now. So we're going to be at the middle school. It will be turf. It's a beautiful, I think only a 1-year-old campus there at Gregory-Portland.
Oh yeah. The facilities are all around it too. If you go around Ray Aikens right now, there's rarely a place to get out of the shade. It's all torn down right now. It's kind of chaotic over there. But hey, I've noticed in the past too, y'all have had the Pace Setter Award, right? That's one I always see pop up. What's that award for?
Each day, I tell each one of my coaches, I said, I want y'all to keep an eye on a kid, and it's not always the most talented kid. It's a kid who is, he's busting his tail from one drill to the other. He's hustling from one place to another. He's a guy that when a coach is coaching him, he's looking the coach in the eyes. He tries to do the way the coach asked him to do it the very first time. He's a kid that's encouraging others. One thing we go a long way in our camp is I tell all of them, I said, I've got anywhere from a rising fifth grader to a rising senior in high school. There's going to be someone at my camp on starting on Monday. It's their first induction to the great game of football. And I tell everybody at camp, we're going to make sure that he has a great experience. There's no making fun of each other. If I see that happen, the top of my head will blow up. I'm not going to allow each other, to be a deal where some kid can't catch very well to begin with and somebody makes fun. We're going to let everybody grow. So with that, we talk a lot about encouraging other teammates and other players. And so that is what the Pace Setter is all about. It's about effort. It's about leadership. It's about making those around you better because of your encouraging style of play.
That's one of the things that, and just to kind of take a few steps back, the movement that you guys have at this camp, just what you said, you don't have a lot of kids sitting around waiting for reps. These kids are constantly going and they're moving from station to station. And that's what I really like about that camp is that the kids are always moving. They're always learning,
Yeah, they're going to be it. Anybody, I know you guys know, you remember your off-season football practice, well, really what our camp is, it's kind of like off-season football, but instead of going every station, you go from a different station every 5 minutes, but if all of us were in the same group, we're going to go to the stop route, a 5-yard stop route, and we're going to throw that with our receivers for 5 minutes. Then we're going to break it out. We're going to go to the slant route. We're going to throw slant route for 5 minutes. Then we're going to go to the fade route. We're going to throw the fade route. And so it's just a constant going from one place to another. Good, solid reps. We teach the fun of, the throwing the football. There's all kinds of, different ways to skin a cat, but I've been doing this a long time. And we, I talk to players about, especially like quarterbacks, if their release is not high enough, I think we got ways to fix that. If they're a guy that dips the ball down, I think we got ways to fix that. And so it's really my passion, guys. I would always tell people that were important to me in my life that, there was a time not too long ago, I was the athletic director, head football coach, quarterback coach, and play caller all at the same time. And I used to tell people if someone said you can only do one of those, I'd say, all right, I just want to be the quarterback coach.
Yeah.
You can have all that other stuff, and all that other stuff obviously is important. That's the big stuff. But my passion has always been, coaching quarterbacks. And then you can't not coach. You can't have quarterbacks without having receivers and doing them together. That's why my stuff is not specifically just for quarterbacks. It's always been quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, tight ends together.
See, and I think that's something good too to kind of get out there is we've talked about it in past shows with you is that, hey man, if you're borderline, maybe you're not a receiver or you're not a running back right now, you're a linebacker or something like that, or you think you could be skilled, come out and get work, right? Because that's the whole point of the camp is to learn and to benefit from this type of knowledge being passed on. So I think, people see quarterback, receiver, or skill, come on out still because there's a lot of stuff to learn. Like, I know I talked to a kid's dad. He's primarily a linebacker, and one of the things was, hey, put him in there because it doesn't hurt a linebacker to learn how to catch, right, or hold the ball a certain way.
I can't tell you how many defensive backs and linebackers come to this camp.
Oh, exactly.
People wouldn't think it, but And it's exactly that. What better way can I'm going to be working on my ball skills. I'm also going to be working on what a offensive guy is telling the guy that I'm going to be having to cover, whether it be in man or in zone coverage. So it is definitely beneficial to defensive backs and linebackers to work on your ball skills.
Not to mention you're getting out in this heat down. I mean, it's hot all over Texas. You're starting to get a little early introduction again to the heat and getting reps in with football. But as two a days and traditional football practices come ahead. But one thing too, I think you're talking about it. You say, "Hey, I want to be a quarterback coach," right? For the people that don't really have that knowledge on you, maybe kind of give them a little background. Why is it that you love the quarterback so much? I mean,
well, I grew up in Port Arthur, Texas. Was all I ever did as a football player was be a quarterback from the time I was in Pop Warner in the 3rd grade. I also played defense like we all did back then, played safety and that kind of stuff. But I was always a quarterback. I always didn't mind leading people. I had a ability to throw the ball at an early age and be accurate. And so, but I ran into a guy named Ronnie Thompson, who was the head football coach at Port Arthur Thomas Jefferson. And he's the guy who really, just molded me into the quarterback that I was. That had an opportunity to go play at the University of Texas, and I started for 3 years at the University of Texas. I led my team to a state finalist in 1980, and because of being around a lot of great players and a great coach, I was the first high school quarterback to ever throw for over 3,000 yards in a season back in the late 70s, early 80s, and that was unheard of back then. Since through my coaching career, I've coached at a combination of South Lake Carroll and Westlake. We've had nine different players have been the offensive player of the year. All of them were quarterbacks. I've got one in the NFL. Actually, got 2 in the NFL right now. One's a backup quarterback for the Chargers. His name's Chase Daniel, and the other one is the backup quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. His name's Sam Ellinger. I've got I've got about 5 that are in college right now. I've got Cade Klubnik, who is the starting quarterback for the Clemson Tigers, and I've got Kirkland Michaud, who's the backup quarterback for Illinois, and we've got another one that backed up was the number 2 quarterback behind Klubnik. His name's Christian Edgar, and he's the number 2 quarterback at Rice right now. So it's a lot of fun for me to keep in touch with all those kids, and then a lot of great wide receivers that have played for us at those places too that are now playing college football.
See, I think that's something important to kind of get out there too for the people that have been living under a rock forever. Is you have an expansive tree. This isn't some just regular. We're not buffing you up a lot, but it's not just some regular coach that's coming to get a money grab. You're getting some real bang for your buck here with this knowledge and the kids that you've put through. And I see a lot of them now that they go to your camps right now that I kind of got coined that I think are going to make a pretty good run at the college level as well. So it's fun. It's fun to follow. And if you haven't been around Coach Dodge, you're not some 6'4", 6'5" gunslinger. You made it to the college level about Drew Brees' size. So it's just nice to see someone it's just nice to see the growth and where it's how far you've taken the game, and just the fact that people can come in and kind of tune into that and learn something from it is super special for the Coastal Bend.
And Justin, what to kind of piggyback on that, what's really important to remember about this is that this camp is not going to make you an NFL quarterback right away, right? But he's going to give you the foundations on what you need to do to get better and take with you and take back to your skill groups and take back to your quarterback room and make yourselves better. I mean, some of these kids that he's named didn't even start, and they're playing college football. Mm-hmm. I mean, that says a lot of what they're learning in that quarterback room, and to get that knowledge for 3 days. And if you've come every year, the past 5 years, 4 years, you're building on that every year and making yourself a better quarterback, and in turn, hopefully making your teammates better.
Yep.
Well, we love having it at GP. It started out with Coach Rhodes, Coach Rhodes forever, and then fortunate for me. 2 years ago, but this will be the third year under Coach Davis's watch. Coach Davis and I knew each other really well, and so it just continued. And so I really enjoy coming down. I'm looking forward to seeing some familiar faces and some new faces. We'll have a crowd that'll be coming from Austin. We'll have some kids coming. That bunch from Windthorst will be driving all the way from Wichita Falls. We got some kids coming in from Houston. Just like always. Love to reach out to the Valley, and hopefully we can get some kids coming up from the Valley to join us, and we're gonna have another great camp. And the one thing that I've told the kids and the parents every year, it is, as you said earlier, Justin, this is not a money grab. Yes, we have to pay coaches and we have to pay this and that, but it's very important to me. And I don't think that the camp would have lasted for 31 years if it had been a deal where we're not giving some good, solid instruction. The coach to athlete ratio will always be 10-1, if not better. Yep. We're not going to have 40 kids and one coach and not getting anything done. They're going to be working and moving. And as I'll tell them on Monday, I said, we're going to work real hard for 20 minutes and then we're going to water up for about 3. And we're going to work real hard for 20 more minutes and then we're going to water up for 3. So all you mamas out there understand we're going to take care of you. Sometimes this might be a deal where you say, oh, it's going to be hot. This is his first deal. I promise you, send your young ones to us and we will take good care. We'll put our arm around them, love them up and coach them up.
We can attest.
Yeah. I think, looking at it now, I mean, we're kind of hitting the cold front here in the coastal bend. So I think your weather outlook should be perfect for what you're looking at next week. I think high in the 90s, as opposed to high in the 102s, 103s as it was the past couple of weeks. So that may be a good benefit to you guys next week.
Yeah.
Good timing.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. So I'm going to get to see my old buddy Brett Boyd. Brett and I coached together a long time ago. He's retired. I think I'm going to take my coaching staff over to Rockport Country Club, play a little golf on Tuesday after camp. So,
Coach, you just mentioned that name. Brett. I was in school in Harlingen for a few years. He was our offensive coordinator when he followed his dad Bob down there in Harlingen.
Yep.
Back in the 90s, and I played. I played with his son Brad, with Bob's son Brad there,
Yep.
And I know Brad went into coaching and ran into some health issues a few years ago. But
Yes.
I don't know if he's back coaching or not. But man, small world, right? And I think.
Oh yeah.
I think Bob was there at Westlake before he came down to the Coastal Bend because he was at Ray, I think, before he came to us in Harlingen. I think, was he a special teams coordinator or was he the head coach at Westlake?
No, Bob actually was the special teams coordinator at the University of Texas. So that's what they lived in Westlake. And and Brad played for a minute at Westlake while they were living there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, small world, man.
Yeah,
but Brett Boyd and I go back a long way, all the way back to McKinney. He was the offensive line coach, offensive coordinator when I was the quarterback coach.
Man, that's crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. Coach, you got anything else? You got anything, Justin?
No, I got to ask him. Last year's show, you told me day one, first Friday of the year, you're going to go tee off and have a noon game of golf. Did you get to do that?
I sure did.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
It was Friday. It was actually the first Friday of training camp. And so I went to a place over in Burnet called Delaware Springs, a good hill country golf course. And I got to the first little par 3 and I took a picture of the tee box and the whole hole. And I sent it to my coaching staff at Westlake. And I said, guys, I just wanted to report to y'all what my first day install was going to be. And so, yeah. So, yeah, we get to play a little golf. I took today off. I'm gonna play again tomorrow, and then head on to the Coastal Bend on Sunday. I can't wait to get down there and see all the construction. GP has got so much good stuff coming up. I think they got an indoor workout facility that they're building there. I don't know.
State of the art. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, they're popping up all over the place here in the Coastal Bend. It's just
I
like
saw on y'all's intro. So there was kids in an indoor. What indoor was that?
that was at Ingleside. I think Ingleside's had theirs for a couple years. Sitton has just built one. They're still kind of tweaking the final touches on it, but right now, until I think GP's is built, that's kind of rivaling a college athletic facility right now.
Gosh.
The way they built that thing, you know, they've got a steel mill that just opened up there a couple years ago. Donated all the steel to that thing. They're building a new high school. I mean, it's an arms race down here, Coach.
Oh yeah, good for y'all. I think that's awesome. Good for y'all.
I had one more question though before we let you go. So, are you RVing it? You and the wife RVing it to all these spots? Or are you guys flying?
No, we great question. The when we went to Clemson, we drove, and it was and what we did is we left on a Monday, and we stopped along the way. But we first destination was Chattanooga, Tennessee. Then we went to Asheville, North Carolina. Then we went to Clemson for 2 days for the game. Cade got to play, and then on our way back is when I got to kind of stop and play some golf. But we drove it and just took our time, and then of course we flew when we went up to Washington State. We flew on that one, and stayed around there. But I really want to do the RV thing, and I've been eyeballing them. Kind of, you know, one that's small enough that I can drive. You know, that I can handle. I don't want to pull anything behind anything. That's hell. I'd screw it all up. I just want something that's about the size of a small bus. I mean,
Definitely. We've been eyeing buses the last couple of years. We just haven't pulled the trigger on one yet. We definitely feel you on that.
Yeah.
But Coach, thank you for your time. We know you're busy. I mean, retirement life's keeping you busy, being a full-time grandpa now and hitting the links.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you taking the time out
guys,
and spreading the word on the camp.
I appreciate y'all more than you know. I hope maybe y'all can sneak out there and we can say hi to each other. But
I got a 5-year-old that's going to come and learn.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah, we were just talking about it last night. We actually work off Tuesday morning, so we'll miss the first day of the camp, but we'll probably bump out there Tuesday and then Wednesday just to check on you guys and see how everything's going. Get some FaceTime with you again. Maybe get a couple pictures, kiss some babies, and shake some hands.
Sounds great.
Again, Coach, thanks for coming on. Coach, this is Coach Todd Dodge, and there's still time to register, guys. Camp starts Monday, and when are you ending registration, Coach? When is the drop dead date?
We'll go all the way till midday Sunday, mid-afternoon Sunday. Todd Dodge Football Camps.com. Real easy.
Are y'all still doing the sign up at the camp at the gate? I remember.
Yeah, you absolutely can sign up at the camp.
Okay, so
you can absolutely sign up at the camp.
Okay.
And the way that we do it is the cost of the camp for any Gregory-Portland ISD student, it's $125, and for anyone outside of GP, it's $200 for the 3-day camp. So that's what it is. And if you want to do on walk up on Monday morning, we're going to be need to be there about 8:30 at Gregory-Portland Middle School is where we're going to be having the camp at their beautiful new campus.
All right, that's Coach Todd Dodge. Coach, again, thanks, and we'll see you next week, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And football season's right around the corner, man. We'll be popping these shows out regularly again and again. It is free. We'll see you guys next week.
Later, Coach.